You've probably used ChatGPT, maybe you've tried Claude or heard about Gemini. But do you actually know what makes them different? These are all large language models, or LLMs, and they're not created equal. By the end of this video, you'll understand how each one works and which one you should actually use. Chapter 1. What is an LLM? Let's start with the basics. What even is a large language model? Think of an LLM as your phone's autocomplete, but supercharged with billions of times more knowledge. Your phone might suggest, "see you later," after you type, "I'll." An LLM does the same thing, but can write entire essays, debug code, and even compose poetry. The large part refers to parameters. These are like knobs on a giant mixing board. During training, each knob gets adjusted slightly until the output sounds perfect. GPT-3 has 175 billion of these knobs. GPT-4 has an estimated 1.7 trillion. But how does an LLM read text? It uses tokens. Tokens are like Lego bricks. Instead of processing individual letters or whole words, LLMs use standardized chunks that snap together efficiently. The word running is one token. A long word like anti-disestablishmentarianism might be 4 or 5 tokens. Here's the clever part. LLMs learn by playing a massive fill-in-the-blank game. They see billions of sentences with words hidden and must guess what's missing. Do this enough times and the model starts understanding language itself. The secret sauce is the transformer architecture. Before transformers, models read text one word at a time. Transformers let every word look at every other word simultaneously. It's like going from reading a book 1 page per day to seeing the whole book at once. Chapter 2. GPT and OpenAI. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. GPT from OpenAI started this whole revolution. GPT-1 launched in June 2018 with just 117 million parameters. Impressive at the time, but nothing compared to what came next. GPT-2 in 2019 had 1.5 billion parameters. OpenAI initially refused to release it, calling it too dangerous. Then GPT-3 dropped in 2020 with 175 billion parameters. This was the breakthrough. For the first time, you could give the model a few examples, and it would figure out the pattern. No retraining required. But the real explosion happened on November 30th, 2022. That's when ChatGPT launched. It hit 100 million users in just 2 months. No product in history had grown that fast. Today, GPT-4 and its variants power ChatGPT. The flagship model has around 1.7 trillion parameters. GPT-4 added native audio, processing with responses under 320 milliseconds. GPT-4o Mini offers 60% cheaper pricing for simpler tasks. The strengths: creative writing, natural conversation, and strong coding at 93% on the human evil benchmark. The weaknesses: it still hallucinates sometimes, and the Pro tier costs $200 per month. Think of OpenAI as the Formula One team of AI. They move fast, break records, and charge premium prices. Their models are polished and user-friendly, but you're locked into their ecosystem. Chapter 3. Claude and Anthropic. That brings us to Claude, created by Anthropic. This is where things get philosophically interesting. Anthropic was founded in 2021 by 7 researchers who left OpenAI. Why did they leave? They believed safety needed more emphasis as these models got more powerful. The company is led by siblings Dario and Daniela Amode. What makes Claude different is constitutional AI. Instead of having humans label thousands of responses as good or bad, Claude is given a written set of principles. Then it critiques its own outputs against those rules. It's like giving a student a rule book and asking, "Did your answer follow these guidelines?" Quick reminder, if you're finding this helpful, that subscribe button helps us make more videos like this. Now, back to Claude. The Claude 3 family launched in March 2024 with 3 tiers. Haiku is the fast and cheap option at 25 cents per million input tokens. Sonnet is the balanced choice at $3 per million. Opus is the most capable at $15 per million. Here's the killer feature. Claude handles 200,000 tokens of context. That's roughly 150,000 words. You can upload an entire book and ask questions about it. Gemini matches this, but Claude tends to use that context more effectively. Claude 3.5, Sonnet surprised everyone in June 2024. It actually beat the more expensive Opus model while running twice as fast. Claude 4.5, Opus released in November 2025, hits 80.9% on SWE Bench. That's a real-world coding benchmark, not just toy problems. Think of Claude as the thoughtful professor in the room. It won't rush to answer. It considers nuance. Sometimes it's too cautious and refuses benign requests. But when accuracy matters more than speed, Claude often wins. Chapter 4. Gemini and Google. Let's shift gears to Google's Gemini. This is the tech giant's answer to ChatGPT. Google actually started with Bard in February 2023. That launch was rough. A demo error where Bard got a fact wrong cost Alphabet $100 billion in market value in one day. In February 2024, Google rebranded Bard to Gemini for a fresh start. What makes Gemini special is native multimodal training. GPT-4 added image understanding later. Gemini was trained on text, images, audio, and video simultaneously from the start. It's the difference between learning languages separately versus growing up bilingual. The context windows are massive. Gemini 1.5 Pro handles 1 million tokens. That's roughly 1 hour of video or 700,000 words. Gemini 2.5 Pro pushes this to 2 million tokens. For comparison, GPT-4 Turbo handles 128,000. Google's advantage is integration. Gemini powers AI overviews and search, reaching 1 billion people. It's baked into Gmail, Docs, and Sheets. On Android, Gemini replaced Google Assistant as the default. If you live in the Google ecosystem, Gemini already knows your calendar, emails, and documents. The free tier is surprisingly capable. Gemini Advanced costs $19.99 per month and includes 2 terabytes of Google One storage. That storage alone is worth about $10 monthly. The weaknesses? Privacy concerns if you're not comfortable with Google having more data, and the February 2024 image generation controversy. Gemini created historically inaccurate, diverse images of figures like Nazi soldiers. Google paused image generation for months to fix it. Think of Gemini as the Swiss Army knife. It does everything reasonably well and connects to your whole digital life. Just know you're trading some privacy for that convenience. Chapter 5. Llama and Meta. Now, here's where things get interesting. Meta's Llama is completely free. Why would a company give away something this valuable? It's strategic. Mark Zuckerberg learned from being locked out of Apple's App Store. By making Llama free, Meta prevents any single company from controlling AI infrastructure. It's the Android playbook for artificial intelligence. Llama 1 leaked on 4chan in February 2023. Llama 2 got an official commercial license in July 2023. Llama 3.1 launched in July 2024 with 405 billion parameters and 128,000 token context. Llama 4, released in April 2025, is genuinely impressive. The Scout model handles 10 million tokens of context. That's the largest in the industry. The Maverick model matches GPT-4 O performance at roughly 10% of the cost. The catch? You need hardware to run it. A 7 or 8 billion. Parameter model needs about 4 gigabytes of video memory. That fits on most gaming graphics cards. A 70 billion parameter model needs 35 to 40 gigabytes. That requires serious hardware or multiple GPUs. Tools like Llama make this easier. You install it and type Llama run Llama 3.2 in your terminal. Just like that, you're chatting with an AI that never sends data to the cloud. Your conversations stay on your machine. Think of Llama as a race car kit. You get all the parts for free, but you need to assemble it yourself. If you have the technical skills, you get something powerful and completely private. If not, stick with the pre-built options. Chapter 6. The Other Players. Let's not forget the supporting cast. These players matter more than you might think. Mistral AI from France focuses on efficiency. Their Mistral architecture uses a mixture of experts approach. Not all parameters activate at once. Instead, tokens get routed to relevant specialist subnetworks. More capability, less compute. Mistral reached €12 billion valuation as Europe's most valuable AI startup. Cohere targets enterprises. The company was co-founded by Aidan Gomez, who literally co-authored the Attention is All You Need paper that invented transformers. Their Command R+ model excels at retrieval augmented generation with proper source citations. Perplexity is an AI search engine, not a pure language model. It combines multiple LLMs with real-time web search and provides citations for every claim. At $20 billion valuation, it's becoming a genuine Google search alternative. xAI's Grok is Elon Musk's entry. The key differentiator is X integration. Grok can access real-time Twitter data. It's also intentionally less restricted, with what xAI calls a witty, rebellious personality. Grok hit $200 billion valuation, making it the most valuable AI startup by that metric. The Chinese models are catching up fast. DeepSeek R1 disrupted the industry in January 2025. It matched GPT-4 performance at a fraction of the training cost. DeepSeek 5 3.2 achieved gold medal performance on the International Mathematical Olympiad. Alibaba's Qwen 3 trains on 36 trillion tokens and supports 119 languages. Chapter 7. How to choose. So, which model should you actually use? Let me break it down by use case. For creative writing, Claude 3.5 or 4 Sonnet wins. It maintains voice consistency across long pieces and handles nuance better than competitors. Writers consistently prefer its outputs. For coding, Claude Opus 4.5 leads with 80.9% on SWE Bench. That's real-world software engineering, not simple coding puzzles. GPT-5 comes close at 80%. If you need to debug production code, these are your choices. For research and analysis, Gemini's 1 to 2 million token context and real-time Google search integration is hard to beat. Perplexity is excellent if you need citations for academic work. For privacy, Llama running locally is unmatched. Your prompts never leave your machine. No company logs your conversations. If you're handling sensitive data, this matters. For cost, the free tiers are genuinely useful. ChatGPT, free gives. UGPT 4o Mini. Gemini free includes the 2.5 Flash model. Claude free offers limited Sonnet access. Start there before paying. If you're paying, Gemini Advanced at $20 monthly is the best value. You get capable models plus 2 terabytes of storage. Claude Pro at $20 is better for writing and coding. ChatGPT Plus at $20 is the most polished general experience. Here's the honest truth. These models are more similar than different. For 80% of tasks, any major model works fine. The differences matter at the edges: extremely long documents, complex code, creative nuance, or privacy requirements. Pick based on your primary use case, or just use different models for different tasks. I do that all the time. And if you want to keep learning, check out our video on prompt engineering to get better results from any of these models. I'll link it right here. Thanks for watching.